Okay, get that all taken care of. Okay. Where is everybody? So, Doug, what did you think of that new employee, new resident orientation?
I thought it went well. I was surprised at how many people were there.
Was it a full house?
I think, probably had, I guess 10 or more new residents there. And we had some residents that have been here for a while. Also came in, I think, kind of just to see what was going on and maybe pick up some information that they didn't have.
Yeah. Yeah, I looked at the video. I couldn't make it that day, and I have a lot of comments. The video is kind of strange because the people speaking were off camera, and we're just looking at the three of you on resident council.
Yeah, there was a PowerPoint screen behind that was giving the points that they were talking about.
Right. I understand that. It was sort of a last minute.
There's a few things probably we forgot to say that people marked down, and that can be added and it can be refined. And the nice thing about it is now that it's prepared, it can be given much quicker in the future. It can be set up and it's already in the can.
Yeah, it's a good idea, because I think it should probably be repeated on a regular basis when we have so many new people.
Well, I think after they give them some time after they move in, when you first move in, you're overwhelmed with all the details and, getting acquainted and oriented to where things are.
Sure.
And after that kind of settles down, then you have a session where you can go back and then pick up the things that you might want to really be interested in again.
Right. Okay. Well, I think we have a quorum.
Joyce was
Welcome,
there. What did you think of the new resident orientation, Joyce?
I'm having trouble with my sound on this. Can you hear me okay?
We
You're
can just
muffled.
barely hear you. It sounds like you're quite a ways away from your microphone.
I'm not, and I don't know how to fix it. Let me go back into.
Is there a volume key on your keyboard that you can increase your volume?
Let me see if I can go into the. I'm going into the settings.
Yeah. There's something that's not set up very, very well.
And I don't know how to fix it. Can you hear me any better now?
Nah.
I'd have to use my other computer.
Well, we can hear you, but it's not. It's like
clear.
it's like you have your a sock over your head and you're muffled. We can see you though.
Bob, can you hear me all right?
Yes.
You're doing good, Bill.
Mine's okay. I'm right across the hall from her.
Okay.
Joyce, do you have a headset perchance?
I do. I do.
Okay. Did
Once you
anybody
get
go
that
to,
plugged in, that may help you. I don't know if it has a microphone on it or not, but
No,
did anybody go to the Pechanga outing? No, guess not. Well, we used to have a pretty strong group for going down there, but I guess moved on to other things.
no,
Well, let's see. We got to welcome Betsy back. She's coming back from a wonderful trip in New England. I envy all the lobster and clams that she had to sample there, but she wants to tell us all about her new great-granddaughter, right? You're muted, Betsy.
Yeah, I had a new great-granddaughter Wednesday afternoon. She's beautiful. She's in Colorado, but she weighed 8 pounds, 13 ounces. She was a really big girl and she's beautiful.
That's great. That's great.
send me, can you send the link again?
Send the link again?
Yeah.
Well, I can, but let me.
Will that disconnect you?
But do we find it? Let me find the link.
And I'll do it on my other computer.
Joyce, do you have a taskbar on your computer? And is it
Do I
white,
have what?
a taskbar at the bottom of your computer? Does your computer in the lower right-hand corner show you the time and the date?
Not when I'm on Zoom.
Well, can you raise your screen up a little bit? No, that's not going to do it.
Joyce, you'd have to go up to the top and get out of full screen. So there's like an arrow at the top where you can get out of your full screen, and then you can see your bar at the bottom and increase your volume.
I'm gonna disconnect.
Okay.
Okay, Joyce, I just sent you another copy. All righty, let's see. Well, let's talk about what's going on this week. Of course, we are doing COVID testing. I hope we're not getting any new numbers, but
We are.
Yeah.
2 residents yesterday, 1 resident today. We'll do contact tracing, of course, but obviously we're going to continue on this for quite some time. This BA.5 is incredibly contagious. Orange County is reporting over 20,000 cases on a 7-day period. So again, just be careful, wear your masks as much as you possibly can. We are in the surge right now.
Oh, well, I guess we'll just have to live with the testing. At least it's not, so burdensome on the residents. Unfortunately, it's probably a lot of work for you guys to do. But
It's a lot, yeah, and I'm gonna have to jump off pretty soon because I've got to do some reporting. But I just wanted to be careful, wear your masks as much as you possibly can. We are in right now.
Hey, Bill, what you got?
I've
I
got
have
a
others.
question.
but I'm
The
not
question I have
Testing.
is, if
Wait a
we
minute.
test
Wait.
positive
Now,
today,
everybody else stop talking a minute. Unfortunately, it's
if
probably a lot
I
of work.
test positive this
It's a lot,
morning,
yeah, and I'm gonna have to
can
jump
I
off,
be retested this
Yeah, I've gotta
afternoon
do
and
some
possibly be
reporting.
negative?
But I just wanted to be careful, wear your masks as much as you possibly can. So I think Joyce is playing the YouTube video
Got
and we're hearing it.
Joyce, you have to mute one of those computers because you're getting a feedback. You can only have one active sound. Otherwise, if you have two things going, it's gonna mess everybody up. So I just had to mute you. Okay, Bill, go ahead.
Yeah, the question I have, if we do a rapid test like we're doing and we test positive in the morning, is it possible that we had a positive, negative and could get tested later that day? Would it be possible to come out negative?
Yes, so we've had a false negative before, so we just do additional tests. In fact, you don't even have to wait till the afternoon. If we've got a positive test, but you're asymptomatic, there's no fever, you have no symptoms, we'll go ahead and test you again. And we had one this week where we had a positive test and then we retested 4 times, and each of those 4 times was negative. So it was unfortunately a false positive, and every now and again you'll get that.
Well, that answers my question. Thank you.
Great. And I guess we could always do our own test at home if we were at a question and go back and see if they wanted to take a second look. So
Yeah.
Okay. I guess the only thing is we're going to have to go through this thing until COVID passes, or who knows what else is what's going to happen next. So maybe they'll come out with another variant. Who knows? So they're talking about another booster, but I don't think they've made up their minds on that yet. Or the booster they're going to give to maybe people who haven't had the second booster is going to be a modified booster or something like that. So
Yeah, it's coming out in September, and it should address some of these variants. The problem is, you know, how quickly these variants mutate. And so, you know, by November, we might have another surge of something else, a fall surge. But
Yeah.
hopefully, you know, with these variants, they're making the vaccines that much more broad spectrum. And hopefully at some point we'll get out of this, because it is, I think we're all tired of it.
yeah. Okay. Any more comments about the new resident orientation? We're talking a little bit before some people signed on. Any more comments you want to make on that? Okay. The other thing happened on Tuesday was we had a wonderful dinner put on by the staff for French night. And boy, the menu was great. The tables all had these little Eiffel Towers on them. I don't know what we're going to do with them next. Maybe save them for next year. But the entrees were wonderful. It was really a nice dinner. I'm going to say, thank you. Kudos to the food staff, the dining staff, and I think everyone else can agree with that. It was a really nice dinner for us. So we'll have to see what we're going to do for the next time. See if they set the bar a little higher. And then the other highlight for the week was Rod Spotton last night, who did his "Who Am I" speech. He called it "My Walk with Lois," and he told all kinds of stories. I thought it was just going to be an overview of and this and that, but he went into all these details, and he had it segmented. And he says, "Well, that's the end of that story. I'm going to go on to another story," and wow! And I've known Rod for as many years. In fact, when I first came here, I really wanted to hang out with him because he was a guy who always had a smile on his face. And I says, "Oh my gosh, that's got to be a happy-going guy." And it helped me with trying to find someone who could my wife could enjoy listening to stories too, and she enjoyed them too. So I think we became good friends, but I didn't know all the stuff that he went through last night. It surprised me how so many sad, tragic stories that he and Lois had experienced. And I guess if you guys were there, I'm sure you felt sort of sad and bewildered when you heard what he was going through. But Thank you, Rod, for doing such a great job and letting us know. And I hope that the community here can appreciate all that you've gone through and make us that closer as a family. So it was really nice to hear.
Well, in addition to which, Rod has secured the parking place closest to the elevator. Now, that's a pretty good reward some days.
Yeah, that's I guess he's earned it. You know, it's I think first come first serve on some of these parking spots. When you've been here that long enough, you can sort of lay title to some of them. Yeah. But yes, he's we'll see how that works. Okay, let's see. The other thing I was going to, Debbie, do you have any other comments you want to make right now on I think what's going on or coming up? For sure, on some of these parking spots when you've been here that long enough, you can sort of. Somebody's got their but yes, computer going twice. Yeah, that works. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, the annual state of the organization is August 31st, 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. It will unfortunately be a Zoom meeting again this year. We were hoping to get reserve the pack so that more people could participate. All of you have access to Zoom, so you can probably participate individually. But we'll also have it in the LLC because there's something else going on in the pack. So just a reminder to please, if you have any questions for the Front Porch team, to go ahead and submit that to Ernest by August 12th. We have to roll everything up, all the questions into one document and get it to Front Porch by August 15th so that they can start working on that.
Okay, I think that Tony's downstairs waiting for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Larry, okay?
See you soon.
Okay, take care.
Bye-bye.
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 I know that we also talked, it was brought up after the new resident orientation that we didn't address volunteerism enough. So Ernest is putting in everyone's box, just a kind of a quick, how your volunteer hours here at the community or outside of the community count towards our social accountability. And obviously your volunteer hours here at Walnut Village enable us to continue our nonprofit status. So it's important. So, all of you who serve on committees, please make sure that you're clocking those hours and submitting that, because that's important. That's kind of how we are able to keep our nonprofit status, by our residents doing volunteerism. Just a friendly reminder, we are having our evacuation drill on August 24th. Please, I really think it's a good idea for you to participate. It's better to do it when we're calm than in a panic, and especially if you don't know the route and where to meet the assembly point. So just a little advertisement for the evacuation drill. And then my final thing today, which is new, we talked about with Les having a bereavement support group, or just bereavement support. Obviously, folks are going through loss, or they maybe they've done it quite some time ago, and maybe they have still some feelings that they need to talk through. Les is available the first Wednesday of every month at 2 p.m. in the vault. And so the first meeting will start this Wednesday at 2 p.m. in the vault if anyone is interested or needs some additional support or counseling regarding bereavement. So that's it for me.
Okay. A question came up after we went down to Irvine, and they were doing a evacuation drill because of a gas leak.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a system, or do we have a system? I should add it this way. So if you ring the alarm, the fire alarm, we're told that we're supposed to stay in place. We check around our place, but stay in the apartments.
Mm-hmm.
But if we have an emergency such as a gas leak,
mm-hmm.
we're supposed to get out of our apartments.
Mm-hmm.
How are we supposed to know that? How do we know what to stay or to leave?
So that's where the staff comes into play, right? So obviously, if we've got an issue, the staff, that's why the staff is doing the evacuation drill. You're not going to know unless we go door to door and say, we need to get you out of here.
Okay, so that's the plan.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that clears it up. Okay, very good.
Bob,
Yes,
on your, Matt Greenidge and I are both members of CERT in Anaheim. CERT is the Community Emergency Response Team. And Mac is a radio operator and I'm a slave. But the point is that we had a massive meeting of CERT members Wednesday night. And I want to tell you that Walnut Village came up as some plans in the city. And it was really impressive to hear what they think about what Judy Phillips and her group are doing. So some of that stuff, like the praxis exam or the dry run or whatever that's coming up August 24th, they have not been invited, and it might not be a bad idea to have one of their officers come over. We talked with the Deputy Chief Chad Thompson, and he was very interested in what we're doing here. And I think it's a great advertisement for what has been put together for Walnut Village.
Would you be so kind to email me his name and I'll reach out and see if they want to participate? I know that they will be participating during our Great American Shakeout in October. But if they want to send somebody, if they've got somebody they can send, we'd love to have them just for some additional support, training, anything that they see that we could do better.
Glad to do it.
Thank you.
and all that cross communication, cross training it can't hurt for sure. That's true.
Right.
Good. All righty, let's see. Any other Walnut Village business and news or anything like that to deal with? Otherwise, I'm going to move on to some other interesting things. At least I hope they're interesting. As you know, or maybe you don't know, this week the Mega Millions California Lottery, the prize went over $1 billion. And the draw on Tuesday, nobody won the prize. So tonight,
The next drawing is tonight.
the next drawing is tonight. And if you're lucky enough, let's see, I'm going to show this. If you're lucky enough to have a ticket, which I do, how can I show that? Let's see. There's a ticket for tonight's drawing. And all I can do is hope that the odds are with me here. But the point I was going to make was we have a very large possibility. 128 billion is the value tonight, which means you take home a little $750 million or something like that. So I thought, well, what would you do with $750 billion? So we have maybe a little discussion on that part. So anybody want to kick it off? What would you do with $750 million? Hey, Doug.
I had a discussion with a guy one time that we were talking about that when there was a big lotto drawing. And he said, what would you do? And I said, well, the first thing I would do is obviously talk to a lawyer and my financial advisor.
Right.
And I said, then I would change my telephone number. I would have all my mail sent to a mailbox.
Okay.
And the name that would be the recipient on whoever it was awarded to would be a trust. And then I would probably take an around the world cruise where nobody could find me for a full while.
That sounds good.
Sounds very, very appropriate. Yes.
Bob, this is Michelle. I'm going to have to leave because my my internet is so tentative that it just keeps going off several times and I'm not even in the picture that's showing there.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm
Okay.
gonna tune out because you're freezing all the time.
Oh,
Okay,
I have a brand new computer too.
well, do you have a plan for spending $100 billion? I mean, $1 billion?
I think she's
I
gone.
guess.
So it's got to be, if it's not,
Yeah, I think
Sounds,
I sort of agree with what Doug said, that first I'd find some guy who's smart with taxes and have him
Right.
sit down with my financial advisor and figure out what the best thing to do. Because there's so many different ways of taking the prize, whether it's lump sums or it's over a period of years and
Oh,
you know,
yes.
mixing it with your trusts and other kinds of legal protections and so forth. So there's a lot of details of that, especially at that value. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of folks trying to scam you and everything else. So you probably want to disguise your identity or something. So we have enough problems with scams anyhow. But it's a nice thought, right? Anyhow, and then of course we'd want to set aside some for Walnut Village, of course, and
You would.
other charities. But it's one of those things to think about. Happy times are here again. So there aren't that many prizes that big, and I'm sure that it would be a good sacrifice to have to worry about what to do with too much money. So, all righty. So the other part was that I was going to show. I forgot if something else was here. This is I got to share it again. Oh, I forgot to share.
Bob, along those lines, there was a famous quote by Mae West years ago. She said, "Money is like manure. It doesn't do any good unless you spread it around."
Yeah. So,
Bob,
yes.
we already have some gifts in our trust designated. And I think we would like to continue, if we won that big lottery or whatever it is,
Yeah.
we would like to add those gifts to Lutheran World Relief and what else? The hunger program with the ALCW.
Well, anyway, the
Yeah.
places that are going to get the money when we die, we would just give them a bunch of money earlier. That's all.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. At this level, you could even start your own charity. If you're that's a full-time business actually, but some people like to do that. Don?
If I had won that $1 billion, the first thing I would do is buy the JW Marriott Hotel for all of my relatives who come out of the woodwork and say they're related to me and want some share of it.
There you go. Yeah, I'm sure that you'd become a very popular person and says, oh, and he lives right next to Disneyland too. Just think of all the Disneyland passes you could buy. So,
Yeah.
right.
What'd you do?
Okay. Any other comments?
Black yourself out.
Well, I think I would do what the Beardsleys are doing, and that is add to what I've already chosen.
Let's see.
But in some way better secure my retirement. And it seems to me that if you follow what the Hollywood types do, they tend to buy property. So some kind of mega mansion that somebody else would be living in and manage, but property within a few $1 million tends to hold its value. So that's one way of looking at it. There's so many charities out there that would be clamoring for money that you want to kind of protect yourself from that.
One of the
Anybody
things too,
else?
I think one of the things that you can do that is lasting are educational endowments. There's so many people that are not able to go to college and further their education or trade schools or whatever it might be. An endowment that provides scholarships from the interest earned. The principal is never compromised, and it continues to give gifts for a very long period of time. The scholarships would be occurring every year due to the interest that would be earned from the principal.
My concern about that is that a lot of smaller colleges are struggling and getting absorbed by larger colleges. And my husband and I both decided to put some of our money into the colleges we went to. And so I'm not seeing education as it's currently constructed as being a real secure future investment. And I'm concerned because I've already committed for it. So I think education is going to be changing pretty drastically. And so I'm wondering how you could give money and feel like it's going to go where you hope it will go.
Yeah, that's a toughie because the whole curriculum has shifted very much to the left on things, and the reading, writing, and arithmetic isn't the main curriculum anymore, and all the things that we used to learn in schools aren't taught at the elementary level. And I say people are missing a lot of stuff. So, but that's all personal values too. So it's hard to generalize that one. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking more in terms of the new science at the college level and the graduate level of how are we going to teach that if we don't have solid universities to do that. And if the larger schools are gobbling up the smaller ones, is that still going to allow for good education?
Well, yeah, that's true. It's not just the universities, but it starts at the elementary levels when you're trying to get kids excited about education and learning and motivated.
Yeah, that's true.
So anyhow, it's an interesting thought, and maybe we could write books and theses and all kinds of stuff about what we would do with all that money. And I guess another associated with that is where California is now looking at making gambling a little more online and official. This Prop 27 thing coming up in November, where they're going to do online gambling, making it more available to people, so you can be sitting in there in the Red Chair Lounge waiting for dinner, and you could be gambling on your cell phone, as opposed to have to go down to a casino like Pachanga or something like that. There's a lot of pros and cons on that, and I don't know if I believe the ads or not about whether or not the monies from all that gambling and taxing of the gambling is going to come to the good of the public, or just going to go in the pockets of people who are doing all the selling the games. And of course, the Indians who run the casinos today are totally against it, because they're going to lose out on the rights and exclusive rights almost for running the casinos. So another side bet. We got to know what's going to happen there, and who's telling the truth, and where the real benefits are. Let's go on to some other stuff. It's getting a little too heavy there. So I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to try to find this folder. Oh, here it is. Yeah. And here's a picture that I thought was cute. My brother-in-law took it, of all people. He's he's lives out back in Massachusetts. He's got himself a new camera and he goes out for walks in the morning and he takes these cute little pictures. He says, here's a way of making sure the birds are looking both ways. So he took this picture. And then I said, that was cute. And then here's another one about pandas. Pandas feed for 12 hours a day. This is the same as an adult at home under quarantine, which is why we call it pandemic.
That's funny.
All righty. And let's see, one more. The best times in our lives were not about what we had, but who we were with. And I think that's really cute too. And maybe sometimes it's only our little dog, the little Snoopy. So, all righty. There's another thing I talk about, showing about some, where was it? Yeah, here it is. I saw this in, well, let me back up here. I saw this in something and I says, oh, I got to show you these pictures. And it's not working right. Well, I give up on these pictures are very, very great photography. And I says, oh, that caught my eye. And I says, well, what the heck is this? Can you?
Looks like a wood duck.
It looks like somebody carved it out and painted it. So what would you think it is?
It's a wood duck.
Well, it's a mandarin.
Mandarin. Ooh.
It's actually a live animal, and striking colors, feathers, unique shape, like Noah. And I couldn't believe it that this is an actual animal, but this is the way they look.
Wow. Gorgeous.
And this is the male, so the species, he gets all the color. And the gray is a female, so she can hide and nurse her young. Here's another picture. Spotting these as possible but very rare.
Yeah.
And there's a story, I guess, there's a duck up in Vancouver called Trevor that some big story. I don't remember hearing about that, but I guess it was, he made himself rather popular. And here's another duck. It doesn't look real, does it?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Gosh.
Unbelievable. They usually eat plants and seeds, but are known to enjoy the odd snail, insect, small fish to their diet, depending on the season. It's a big story. I don't remember hearing about that. Please mute yourself, please. And then here's another one among his friends. And seeds, but they're known to enjoy the odd snail. And so forth. Let's see.
I wonder where those ducks go during hunting season.
Yeah, I
They're
don't know what
very
they do.
attractive.
Yeah, that's kind of
Somebody's
scary.
hunting them for sure.
Yeah, that's
You'd almost
true.
have to go hide in a flower garden.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's a shame when they're as beautiful as that, and they look so artificial, but it's unbelievable. So I could do that one. Let's see. I gotta get back to the.
It has all the colors in the shirt.
All righty. So let's.
Giggles.
Jan wants everybody to see the colors in her blouse.
I think
Oh,
I
yes.
look like that duck.
Oh, you Mandarin duck color. All righty,
Oh,
well,
hey, oh.
here's some funnies. Here we go. These are some strings for an air guitar.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody, and remember what air guitars are? Okay, anyhow.
Yeah.
As you get older, you got to stay positive. The example, I fell down the stairs, and instead of getting upset, I just thought, wow, that was the fastest move in years. So you're not really truly broke until you think toilet paper costs $1.25 a roll, and fast food napkins are free. I got so drunk last night, I walked across the dance floor to get another drink and won the dance contest. Here's some guys you recognize here. We have to stop saying, how stupid can you be? Too many people are taking it as a challenge.
The Odd Couple.
The Odd Couple, right.
What's
You
this?
got gallstones, kidney stones, bladder stones. Welcome to the Stone Age. And here's one. These
Oh,
are handicapped stairs. And here we go. Right now, they're arguing over who lost the keys.
Oh,
They're in the
they're in
door.
the door.
Should I
jam.
tell them or just sit back and laugh?
Okay.
So that's all that. Let's see. I have another joke that Bill. I think it was Bill Orth sent me. I have to go find it now.
Hello.
Hello.
Mute yourself, Don.
Hello. Who's this?
Mute
That's
yourself,
what I
Don.
thought.
Mute yourself, Don.
I just muted him. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we're losing track of who's supposed to be talking here and who's supposed to be listening here when, you know. So let me tell you a story here. This is a story about a chicken farmer. Went down. This is the definition of the word coincidence. Chicken farmer went down to the local bar and sat next to a woman and ordered a glass of champagne. The woman said, "How strange, I also ordered a glass of champagne." "Well, what a coincidence," said the farmer, who added, "It's a special day for me. I'm celebrating." "It's a special day for me, too. I am also celebrating," said the woman. "What a coincidence," said the farmer. While they toasted, the man asked, "What are you celebrating?" He says, "Oh, my husband and I have been trying to have a child for years. And today, my gynecologist told me that I was pregnant." "What a coincidence," said the man. "I'm a chicken farmer, and for all years, all my hens were infertile, but now they're all set to lay fertilized eggs." "This is awesome," said the woman. "What did you do for your chickens to become fertile?" "I used a different rooster," the farmer said. The woman smiled and says, "What a coincidence." All righty. So I never know if the jokes are gonna come over well or not, but we'll try them and see how they go. Last week, I had a video. I think maybe Bill Orth sent it to me, and it had to do with this guy on a deserted island, and a lady comes up and they spend time with each other. It turned out that was copyrighted, and it took the whole video and YouTube blocked it, so no one could watch it. After 24 hours, I finally was able to edit that video out and free up the video. So I have to be very careful in some videos people send me, if they are copyrighted at a certain level. When I incorporate them in the show, it'll take the whole show off the air. on YouTube. So some of the things I've found a couple more recently, and I cannot use them. Don, yes.
Since that's the case, do I send the bill for my computer repair to Bill?
Well, it's not going to ruin your computer.
How did I know that?
Yeah. No, what actually I do is I take the videos that I suspect and I just upload them to YouTube. And if YouTube doesn't accept them and says this is got to block you, and that particular one I'll just have to throw away. But it
Sounds like
takes
the right thing to do.
It takes a little more time because I don't know what their filters are, and and there's other devious ways you can take the copyrights off, but I don't want to get into that. Just to have a little laugh. But sometimes if you can check your stuff yourself to know that they're not copyrighted, that'd be helpful before you send them to me. So let's see. I want to. I had some other stuff to show that you might get a kick out of this one. It's where am I here? I don't know if you really know all of this stuff, but I found this kind of interesting. You may be able to identify with some of these or not. These are coffee makers from the past, present, and future.
It's 6 different kinds.
This is, of course, one of the oldie ones. Oldies are goodies. It's a porcelain steel, and it's a percolator.
Yeah, the percolator.
That's like camping trips.
Yeah, we had that.
Presto, this is a brand new percolator, electric. Here's another older time where this
Drip coffee.
Yeah. There's another special one with chrome. It's the same version. And sure, you put it on the gas burner and really make bitter coffee. This is something you probably want to use in your camp. It's another percolator.
Yes.
This is the fancy version.
Yeah.
I never had one of those.
Yeah, we did.
Bellarmine. And now this is the vacuum system where you put the water in and you boil it up, and it goes up to the top where all the coffee is.
Didn't they call those drippolators?
Oh, I can't remember the name of it. But then it's a vacuum. So then you take it off after so many minutes, and the vacuum sucks it through the filter to the bottom. We had one of those things. I can't remember the name of it. It's another way of doing it, but that way the coffee brews not when it's boiling, but when it's just below the boiling temperature.
That's better.
This is, I don't know what this one is. But it's maybe it's European. Oh, this is a Braun. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Of course, this is
no.
this is a cafeteria style or workroom style percolator. And this one I think is, I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just a drip.
Yeah.
And this is a drip filter.
Pour over.
And this is a fancy one.
nice.
I have no idea. You have to be a chemist to figure out how this one works.
Invented by Galileo.
Yeah. Here's another one with a, I guess you put something in the top and you drip it into the middle section where the grounds are, and the coffee comes down the bottom. Rather elegant. And this is one that I had. I really loved it. It's called cold brew.
We had one of those.
And what you do is you take a whole pound of coffee and you put it in this top container, and a whole can of coffee, and then you just pour some hot water in it, or cold water. I can't remember, it's cold water, maybe it was. And you let it sit for 24 hours. Then And then you take the plug out, and there's a very thick filter here, and it just drains into the system, into the bottom, and it's a coffee liqueur or extract or whatever you call it. And you use this a jigger or two to make a cup of coffee, and just mix it with hot water. So it's like making your own instant coffee. So once you have the brew, you add a small amount of that to hot water. And the nice part of this is doing it cold. You don't get all the oils that come out when you brew it hot.
Well, that must
And
be stronger than
very-
Grandpa's breath.
Yeah.
No, it isn't. It's very mild, and depending upon how much brew you use make a cup with, it's a lot of extra work. But I used to use this all the time when I was working, and I'd make myself a thermos, and I'd pour like half a cup or 2/3 of a cup in a thermos, and some hot water, and it would stay fresh all day because the oils didn't accumulate or whatever. Anyhow, so that's all the different types of coffee pots.
Hmm.
So it's more than you probably wanted to know. Now, of course, nostalgia is always fun to watch. So I have some other nostalgic things here we can take a look at. Oh, this is not going to work. Somehow this got all rearranged. So let me try to do it this way. Okay. Okay, well, I'll have to show it in a narrow sense because otherwise it gets all jumbled up. You see what I mean? Remember some of these things, the blasts from the past.
Yep. Remember those.
And of course, you can see a slide. And then here's a top, a spinning top. You push the thing down and it spins around. And wait a minute, maybe I have a better version of this. Let me check it.
Yep.
I guess I'll skip this. We'll go back to where we were.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I saw one. I don't know if I had it.
Here's an old dinette set, and of course a telephone
booth.
Did we get this from somebody?
They had a big celebration in New York City
Yeah, we got this from
recently
somebody.
when they removed the last telephone booth in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Ice trays, people talking on the phone where the
Yeah.
phone was mounted on the wall. You had a cord. So people won't understand that. And this, of course, is a homemade swing. A couple
Looks
of planks.
unsafe to me.
Yeah. And then this was the
Oh, in a
Bathtub.
Yeah.
yeah, it was a television signal when they had the problem trying to get the program back on true.
Test pattern.
Maybe
Bathtub like that.
Yeah, I have a
this is an
picture.
old galvanized tub.
Saturday night bath time.
Fortunately, I never wanted. We had those when I was working on my grandma's chicken ranch, but we never bathed in them. Here's an old outhouse, and she had one of those too.
Yeah.
No heating of cold. Yeah, that's do the outhouse in the New England cold weather. When your friends used to say, to show up at your door and says, "Come out to play." Do
Yeah.
you remember that? That's days gone by.
Vacuum tubes.
Yes.
Good old vacuum tubes when the early days of electronics and radios,
Yeah,
and the filaments burned out, and you had to go and replace them, and had to go find they had the little things down at the stores, the drug stores and department stores to find these things. And I used to love to play around with that kind of stuff. Here's a lady using a hand lawnmower.
Yep.
It actually looks like my grandmother of all places, people.
looks like mine too.
But I think she had us doing it most of the time anyhow. So here's if you haven't used these, you can't fully appreciate today's technology.
Maps and yellow pages.
Yeah, maps, yellow pages. I don't know. This is
Drive-in speaker.
It's car
That's
door now. It's a window handle.
yeah, maybe it's a window crank. Yeah, and I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
sure what this kind of.
Can't tell.
Drive-in
course-
theater speaker.
Here's the theater speaker from the drive-in. And of course, the old manual shift.
On the column.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Wishbone pull.
yeah, the
Where
wishbone
we
pull.
lower the remote.
This looks like a turkey, not a chicken.
Pretty big. Okay.
Pretty big. And then there's your channel
Big
selector,
channels.
but you only had 13 channels, but you didn't probably have 13 on the air, so you only had 2 or 3 to pick from. Defrosting a
Defrosting.
freezer.
It took hours.
Yes. And of course, the photo booth,
Yeah.
now totally replaced by TikTok. Kids getting thrown off of these little spiral
Merry-go-round.
playground things, yeah.
Pin
And
curl.
Yeah.
pin curls. Today they're not just for ladies, a lot of the men have them too, right? Yeah.
Only on a
Some
string.
Band-Aids, and you open it with a string on the side.
Bell bottom.
Good.
Bell bottoms,
Mhm.
some
Nylon hose.
old nylon hose. Climb up slide. This actually probably goes with the first
Big
picture I
slide,
showed
huh?
you.
Tall one.
Some ladies
Right
around
gowns?
baby dolls, yeah. Child meals, eat it or go without. That was true in your house. Rolling down the hill. Here's how you made your bicycle make some noise. You click the playing cards to the
Made it sound like a motorbike.
I have one of
They
those
go
keys in the
put,
drawer
put,
somewhere.
right, yeah.
Just in case.
Had a key to open up a lot of these cans of Spam and tuna and
Everything.
coffee and other stuff.
Remember this feeling?
Bailing out on a swing.
Hanging out on a swing.
Pencil sharpener.
Or jumping off the swing.
Pencil sharpener?
Yeah, he's just jumping off. Here we go, the old pencil sharpener.
Every classroom had one.
Yeah,
Big one. Oh, I do remember that.
yeah, and you had lead pencils too, right? Yeah. And here's a bank book, how you used to take it to the bank. And that was the record for your account. And for what was in and what is not in your savings account, no plastic. So I think I got that from Jan and Ken, right?
Could be.
No,
We had
I'm
it.
not.
We
Yeah.
had, I didn't know she sent it, but yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. It's fun to look at these things. Sometimes it duplicates others, but that's okay. All righty, it's getting a little later, so let me show you a couple of other little quickies. This is a video I did test to make sure it's okay. Whoop. Let me stop. I gotta share it yet, and I didn't.
Brad said okay, huh?
Yep. Be here at 12 o'clock.
Whoa.
We'll leave at 1. It's a tiger thing about it. That was it.
Brad.
These are wild animals.
Oh, that's it. Rhino.
Trying to ride that thing.
Good there. Oh, deep.
Oh, wait a minute.
Good. Get it over. Look at that. Neat. Forget it.
Yeah, I guess animals have to have their playtime too, so. All righty, so. Let's see what else I have. I think it's about time for me to just do my puns and get out of here. I have for any people who are good fishermen, this is a cute little video for how you end the day when you go out fishing and you want to get rid of your bait. So let's see where. Here we go.
They're all waiting, aren't they? What's coming?
No idea.
So here comes the pelicans. He's going to give the bait to the pelicans. The birds come up. They don't have. Now he's got a new friend.
Wow.
Laura can come later for dinner.
And down at Los Cabos.
He's coming right up.
Yeah, this guy's taking over.
Why wait?
No.
He's having a ball. That's enough. That's enough. He had his fill. All righty.
Hello.
Okay,
was
so
Birthday party.
let's have the finale here.
Let me say something.
Okay, say something.
Wait, no, I got the puns. I gotta do the puns.
I would like to say something about
Oh, sure.
what a good job Merlin Evans and his wife have done with our Buildings and Grounds Committee.
Okay.
They have scrutinized this place and they have all kinds of things that have been put up for repair, already repaired, wait, in the process. They are doing an magnificent job. But I want to say also how much I think that Ethan Avius and Deborah have worked together to make sure that the recommendations of our residents are followed through.
Thank you.
That's it.
Very good. Yeah, I'm impressed with what Merlin's doing. He's really taking it too serious, and I guess he's sort of making sure that the maintenance people are doing their job.
Thank you.
All righty,
Good for
so
you.
let's finish up here so we don't get too long tonight. We could go and enjoy happy hour. So what says
A black lady wanting to sing.
Okay, put yourself on.
I couldn't do
after
that.
all the animals we looked at today?
Yeah.
It's a cow walking backwards.
Oh,
Oh, moo.
All righty, here we go. Let's see. Yes. Why did the frog have a long face?
okay, I see it.
He was unhappy.
Oh.
I thought maybe he was ready to croak.
Well, that's possible.
Where do you want me need and what?
Okay.
Excuse.
Where do you go when you need excuse to get out of something?
Hide.
The library.
Oh.
Oh,
All righty. How do you spell water with 3 letters?
H2O.
H2O.
That's not letters.
Ice. Ice.
Oh,
HOO.
Oh, okay.
oh,
All righty. What happens when you wear a watch on an airplane?
Time flies by.
There you go. Time flies. There you go.
Very nice.
Why was the broom late for school?
It got swept up in something. No,
It overswept.
overswept. Oh,
That's bad.
that's better.
Yeah. What did they call Superman after he totaled his car? Clark Dent. Okay. What do sheep say when they're in love?
Ah.
I love you.
Oh.
Okay. What did the archaeologist, why was the archaeologist get out of a job?
It came to the end of the day.
He didn't dig it anymore. Oh,
His
he's-
career lies in the ruins.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. What kind of music should you listen to while fishing?
Catchy tunes.
Here you go, something catchy. All right.
Oh,
What do frogs order when they get barbecue? Rivets.
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 What washes up on miniature beaches?
miniature fishes.
Little fish.
Microwaves.
Oh, microwaves. Oh,
All righty. This is the last one here. What's the best way to keep milk from turning sour?
drink it.
Add vinegar.
Leave it in the cow.
Yeah.
All righty, guys. Have a good one. See you next week.